Yo, what's good? Venom Fire here, back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into a quarterback run scheme / triple option scheme in college football 25. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I've actually posted videos on this formation for years and years. This is my favorite pistol. This is my favorite QB run scheme that is usually in Madden. It's in college football 25. We are in the Liberty offensive playbook. It's in a few other playbooks, I believe, like Kansas as well. But I do like Liberty's the best. It has all of the plays that you want. The other ones are limited in some way or another. So tons to like about this formation. Starting out, you have a triple option in the middle there. You have a power option. Power O, really good run play. You have an RPO on the right. That is solid. You have a read option on the left. Those are two really good passing plays on the left and right. And then you have triple option, another triple option, halfback dive, and last but not least, just a little zone with another few good passing plays. So the audibles that I like for this formation are going to be triple option, dive, PA boot left, and PA levels. Obviously, you could set it to whatever you like. Personally, those are going to be the ones I like, but feel free if you prefer a power option or if you prefer this other triple option in the middle here. Switch out with what you like. So we're going to start out with the triple option in the middle there, actually. So let's go ahead and switch the camera. And yeah, so they did kind of play with your emotions with the QB triple options this year and the read options, because holding A does not hand the ball off. Holding A keeps the ball, which is very confusing if you've played Madden for a significant amount of years, because you will see me make mistakes doing this in the video. I'm warning you now. Holding A keeps the ball. Not holding A hands it off. So like in this case, I hold it, I keep it, boom, we're off to the races, and just an easy run there. So we are running the triple option LT. This one is obviously different than the normal triple option. This one, you hand it off to the running back behind. Now, one thing about the personnel, you also want to sub in a running back here. I forgot to mention, but you do want to sub in a running back in this position. It normally comes with a tight end. If you have a really athletic tight end, feel free to leave him there, but typically you're going to want more speed in the receiving game and in the running game. So again, in this case, we're going to keep it again. Boom. And again, you can slide. Just because you are running with the quarterback doesn't mean you want to be stupid and take a ton of hits. You do still generally want to slide. So now, again, you're reading two things here. The first guy you're reading is going to be this D end. So when you look at the play art, the player with the R is going to be the player that you read. So that's if you hand the ball off or you keep it. And then P is obviously if you pitch the ball or you keep it. So again, we're going to keep it. Boom. Now you see it's going to be pretty obvious if he's going to chase or not. It looks like he's going to play this kind of the same way the whole entire time, which is a little bit of a bummer. Now you see he actually chases. Now sometimes if they chase, that can happen, where they chase heavily and you don't even get the chance to pitch the ball. That's a risk that you take in running the option game, so it'll happen. But overall, solid stuff. Some of the things that you can also do in this formation, just to mix it up a bit, is incorporate some motion sometimes. So now you see, boom, this opens up a lot with the QB there. We could have obviously pitched it. Maybe the QB starts blocking for us, but this is a good way to manipulate, especially if you notice it's man coverage. If you notice there's some kind of shadowing going on, take advantage. Again, it won't even give you the option to pitch if you don't have to, so that's a good thing as well. So that is going to be your triple option LT. Let's go into some other plays, and we're going to go into the triple option regular now. Now with the triple option regular, it's going to be flip side. So typically being on a hash mark is almost it's going to kind of let you decide what play you want to run, because if you were on the far right hash, and obviously in this case you're handing the ball off to the left, it would be an ideal situation. But if I was on the far left hash, again, you can flip all the stuff. Generally, you're going to want the receivers with the more space. But being on a hash mark, if you want to keep everything in the same look, that could kind of determine what plays you want to run. But anyways, here you're going to see me probably hand the ball off a lot more in this regular triple option. especially when you're running it right to left with a right-handed QB, because then he's going to hand the ball off a little bit quicker than he would from the opposite side. So again, we're just handing the ball off. You can cut up field, and you'll take these 5-yard gains every single time. Now, obviously, you'd wish that this player right here, this number 10 or 16, whatever he is, you wish that he would pick up this block. He never does. But you can always like cut it back to the right. You see there, we pick up 10, almost 12, 13, 14 yards. So solid options. Now, if you wanted to keep it, and again, I might switch formations on defense just so you guys can get another look. I meant to keep it there. That was my first mistake of the video, which honestly, 5 minutes in, I'm not too mad about. So now again, it's fun to keep it with the quarterback, but if he's going to be playing it aggressive, it's not something that you can always do, and you have to just take the yards when you're handing the ball off. So like in this case, I'm just going to have to take my yards. I pick up almost 10 yards. Let's switch defenses just so you guys can get a different look, maybe. And I'll come out on the regular triple option for a few more times, then we'll move on to the other runs, because again, we have a lot of plays in this. We have a lot of plays in this formation, so I meant to keep it again. I don't know why they changed it. It's really stupid. I really don't know why they did that, but here we can get, oh my, you didn't pitch that? So they did make pitching a little bit tough on us. Maybe I'm like double tapping it too wrong, so this could be my fault actually. I think you're supposed to tap it once. Yeah, so make sure you just tap it once. What I've been doing is like double tapping it. Just tap it once. That's all you have to do. You don't have to press it multiple times. But there you saw a good pitch. Another one. Now again, certain situations it is going to be better just to keep it with your quarterback like there. Probably would have been better to keep it, but that's your triple option. Let's move into the halfback dive. Now, halfback dive is going to be probably my favorite run play. It's just super simple, little handoff. I feel like you're able to see the field really well with it. I like the handoffs in it. It feels like a realistic, like Baltimore Ravens offense. And obviously in college football, some of those teams that run heavy pistol sets. I like the way the QB hands it off. And I specifically like the way he hands it off if you flip the play. So if you flip the play like so, I like the way that he kind of flips it. Now we are running a cover 4 quarters on defense, which is going to be a very good run defense set. So I might switch to something like cover 2, because in cover 4, the safeties are going to be in the run fit. So they are going to play the run fairly heavily. I'm going to come out in the power O also, just to give us an extra audible. But let's go back to our dime, Tampa 2. So going back to the halfback dive, solid run play. Again, there's not too much to talk about with it, but you follow the blocks. These run plays are really good. Now again, matchups do matter, so it depends on the team you're using. It depends on the offensive line. If they have a bad offensive line, or you're facing like a team like Georgia or Alabama that has these really good D-lines, running the ball is going to be tougher, which is why we have passing options. So obviously it's more of a run scheme, so you're going to want to use teams with better offenses and good O-lines and that type of stuff, but obviously the team you're playing matters as well. So here we have the power O, and with the power O, it's going to be a very, very solid run. I like just the quickness of the handoffs when you run it to the left. Now the blocks can be a little bit risky. It depends on the speed of your pulling guards, because sometimes they pull well, sometimes they don't. There you saw just some nice stick work, and of course we fumbled, but that was overall pretty solid running. Now one thing I maybe also like to do is just motion this guy over if I'm running to the left, just so he picks up that block. This allows me to be a little bit more patient, whereas when you flip the power O and he's in that right spot, he's forced to pick up like a key block on the D end. Sometimes he picks it up, sometimes he doesn't, but it becomes a little bit more challenging. Now if you're running the power O to the right, and this could have been done with the halfback dive as well, you can also incorporate some motion. So doing this never hurts. Now again, there will be a lot of plays where you run it, you get nothing. You can't abandon the run game. You have to keep running it. So I do advise you to keep that in mind with this scheme. If the pulling guards, if your guard is like so slow that you can't do that, you can run the halfback zone. But it's an option. You have choices, which is what you want. So halfback zone is going to be here at the bottom. Let's talk about that one now, and then I'm going to change my audibles, and we're going to throw in just the rest of these run plays here, which is going to be the F lead read option. We're going to throw in the classic read option, or let's go power option. So we'll go power option, halfback zone, F lead read option. And starting out, we have the halfback zone. This is going to be more of probably a better run to this left side. I like the halfback zone better than the power out personally. Just because of the way it hands off, it looks a lot cleaner. So running it to the right. Now with a right-handed QB, it's going to be quicker to actually hand it off to the left the same way it was for the power O. So keep that in mind. You flip it. It's a super quick handoff for him, and it just allows you to get a lot of space over there. Especially if the defense is heavily to the right like it is now. You run it over there. Boom. Just gives you a lot of opportunity. Again, you could do similar stuff with what we did last play. Motion this guy over. I like to do a little quick motion snap. Now he actually blocks nobody there, which is great. But yeah. That's the halfback zone. Moving on, we have the F lead read option, which is going to be the second read option play. Again, make sure you use A to keep the ball with your QB. And I mess it up as I'm literally talking about it. I would go in practice mode and practice this because you will mess up a lot online. If you played Madden for a number of years and you have these controls down, you will mess up a ton because it is such a drastic, confusing switch that there's no way you're not going to mess up if you have been playing this game for so long and the controls have been the same and then they just change them. So again, with the QB, now number 15 is not getting blocked. Obviously, you'd like him to get blocked. Our QB does have quick speed. It doesn't look like he has much, but he is 87 speed, so you'd kind of like him to be getting out to the edge. I mean, even, again, you take these 7-8 yard gains with your quarterback, you get on the ground, you live to fight another day, because if you fumble, it's not going to be the greatest thing for winning the game. You don't want to fumble. And your QB takes hits. Also, what happens is stamina gets drained, and then it becomes evidently even tougher to do stuff like that. So, overall, just a solid run play. And again, I don't love this read option as much as I do maybe the other one, but I would tell you guys to mix it in a couple of times a game. I want to see if he's going to hand the ball off a little bit quicker here on this other side. And it looks like he does. So again, I would keep in mind how fast your quarterback hands the ball off depending on his handedness. So if you really want to be sweaty with like a certain team and run the scheme, you want to study these mannerisms. You see, like with this read option, he hands the ball off slower with the receivers on the left. He hands the ball off faster with the receivers on the right. It is super slow for him to hand the ball off, and you see it costs us because by the time the D lineman gets there, you're getting tackled. Obviously, you should have kept it there, but keep those things in mind. Anyways, next we have our power option. Now with the power option, it's going to be pretty solid. Now again, this is going to be a situation where you'll probably take some hits with your QB. It's a good red zone play. It's a good short yardage play where, hey, I need to pick up 3 or 4 yards. Let's run it up the gut. Let's get something going. So obviously if you're going to pitch it, you can. This is a perfect situation to do so. Now this might be a play where you want the ball like right here on the left or even the middle, just to give you some more space to either A, cut inside, cut outside with your QB, and then pitch the ball, of course. Now, I would also, again, recommend practicing the pitch situations because it's important to pitch the ball at the correct time to maximize the amount of yards you can do. Like maybe I pitched it a little bit early there. Here, I decided to cut it up the middle. Cutting it up the middle is a little bit risky. You see it was working a little bit better with the other ball placement. Now you move it to the left. Now there's a little bit less space to run through. Again, feel free to even keep it on the outside like that. So you just want to minimize risk in this offense. Now there's not really a jurtle. And And again, there's times where like doing it there, probably not smart. It almost costs us yards. So, and the user could be there a lot of times. You want to be careful because you could lead to a hit stick or something like that. So like you read it, you can even cut back inside like this. So you have options. Obviously in Ultimate Team, you can get more of a mobile quarterback probably, but you definitely have options. Let's hop into our last set of runs, and then we will get into these passing plays. So with the last set of runs, what do we have to go over? Let's go over this RPO, and let's go over where's our regular read option? Unless this playbook doesn't have the regular read option. Triple option left, power option, power O, F lead, read option, triple option dive. Okay, I guess this playbook didn't have the regular read option. I think the Kansas one does. This one is still better, but I guess that's kind of a bummer. I guess we'll just run this RPO and then we'll hop into our passing options. So we're going to go fade smash, PA boot, LT, PA levels, some solid plays here. Obviously, some of the other passes we still want to talk about, such as double flares, this PA deep in. It's decent, actually. I don't know that we have to talk about it. These wide receiver smash is a good play, though, as well. But let's just start out with our RPO, because this is a pretty dang good RPO. If they're backed off like this, you can quick snap, throw it to the flats. This is a concept I like in short yardage situations. Again, people are going to be playing the run heavy, so just doing this, you see how fast the QB can get the ball out. So if he's playing any kind of off coverage, you could do that. Now, as far as throwing the slant, I like it more for the flat. Now, if his user is over there, he commits heavy to the run, you could hit that, but for the most part, you're going to want to hand it off. Now, you see it's a super slow handoff, so if you're running the ball with this, I wouldn't recommend it. What I would probably do is just run the zone if you're going to do this. Now, I'll flip it. We'll see if it's a little bit faster running to the other side. It probably will be, but it actually isn't. So a strategy you can do is also throw it a little bit later, kind of what we did there. And you see that allowed us to get more yards versus in the beginning. So we wait to throw it. That pulls the outside corner inside a little bit. It's going to give us some more space. But it's just a timing thing, because you see there, we also have the chance of getting sacked. So checks and balances for all these plays. Anyways, let's hop into some of the passing concepts. I'm going to respot the ball a little bit here over on the other side. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're going to start out with the fade smash play, and this play is going to be solid for kind of one reason. We like this post route with the tight end. I'm also going to kind of like, I guess don't smart at him because he's shorter, but you're going to want to take advantage of him. Now, you have different routes over here. In the situation where it is cover 2, this is potentially a route that you can fit in. Now, it's a little bit risky. It has to be perfect. And yeah, I mean, overall, it is a solid play there. Mainly, we're going to work around the tight end. Now, one thing that you can also, again, do with this player here, you could do it with either player, but what you can do is motion this guy out, and he can now be a wide receiver, which can be dangerous. So you can run certain concepts like this, like backside flat routes, snapping the ball over here. You have certain options. Now be careful, because I thought I was throwing to B. You were throwing to Y. Y was on the drag. He was open. But you can get creative with the passing game like that. As far as other concepts that you can do, you can go with things like the wheel routes. I like the wheel routes a lot coming out of the backfield. One thing that I specifically like in this formation a lot is this wheel with him. So maybe what we do is you block Y, you go with just a backside drag. And again, when you're running the triple option scheme, these passing concepts are going to be pretty simple. You're looking to pick up quick yards, and doing something like this is going to be your best friend, able to hit route like that. We pick up, 20, 30 yards almost. So again, I'll show that play setup one more time, and then we'll probably try and hit the tight end over the middle. But again, you're going to block your running back because, again, he could be sending pressure there. You might have to block those guys. So drag him, and then we're going to, again, wheel this player like so. Motion him across. I like the backside flat because this is going to hold down the zones, open him up. Now with the tight end, we get shedded. Cover 2 is going to be a bad coverage for this, so I am going to switch to a cover 3 to try to hit the tight end on this route. So we'll do that. The good thing is that the wheel route will also work against cover 3 as well as it did against cover 2. So we're going to go back to the nickel, and I'll run that setup one more time, hoping to hit the tight end. And then I'll show one more setup and we'll move on. So with the tight end, you can hit him across the middle. You see he's open there. We get a terrible throw from our QB, but I mean, you guys can kind of see it is open. And again, if you wanted to keep the running back on something, you could go with like a flat route. Also, what I would maybe do is you could go backside angle route, and then we could throw this running back on a flat. So here you have options. I would maybe just go streak over here, and then you could go corner, you could go, how do you go? We could go zig. This could be a concept that could be dangerous. And again, just get creative. You don't have to follow these setups. You can do your own setups, but just like these simple baby routes are going to be kind of your best friend. You want to hit these smaller routes. You're not really trying to attack the field deep. You're not going to have much time to throw. And again, if you're running this scheme, you're probably going to have a mobile quarterback that may not be that accurate. So you don't want to throw the ball 30 times on the field. It's just not the way to do it. So let's hop into our next play, P-boot LT. This play is going to be dangerous. We have a nice post route here. We have a deep corner route. So immediately what I kind of like doing is smart routing both these routes. Now, if you're trying to hit B deep down the field, it's going to be probably a little bit better to go with a streak or something. You could keep the play action, actually. I don't hate play action in this game. So boom, we're able to hit him there. He drops the ball. But again, if you're trying to really open up that corner route, the streak is going to be a little bit better than the post. Now, you're going to lose something by not having the post. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it is the reality. So let's go streak here. Now, would I ever keep the play action realistically? Probably not. What I would probably do on this backside is go drag angle route over here. You could keep the play action in this case, or you could just block the running back. And again, I will use these angle routes fairly heavily. Now the cornerback played that good. I should have just hit the drag, but that's a good setup overall. So we'll show that one more time. You're going to go, and you can leave A on his drag. I guess he's already kind of on a drag. And this would be a solid quick snap setup. Just streak, boom, keep the play action. Hit this tight end over here. If you wait, you'll be able to hit the corner out on the sidelines. Keep that in mind. You can also, I believe, if we put B on the corner out through the hot routes, it would maybe be a little bit shorter. As far as opening up X, you could definitely do that. So we could go like backside deep cross. We could go a little slant over here with a flat on the back end. Just a little drag with posts and the backside slant. You could hit X over here. Boom. He didn't catch the ball, but that's a good concept. I'll show that one more time, and then we'll probably move on to a different play here. So again, smart route X, slant B. You're going to flat our running back over here, and then you can just run it like this. Solid play. Again, you can keep the play action if you want. You don't have to. You're really trying to open up X there. Also, what you could maybe do if you're really trying to kind of leave him alone, maybe we go back to the wheel route concept. So we go, and again, you could use the wheel route for the opposite side with the opposite player. Like we could go wheel over here. It just doesn't look as clean from that end. And again, we can motion this running back over here. So we could motion him on either side, which is, it just makes it a little bit better. So maybe we streak him. We could slant over here. We could flat A. We could go with an angle route. So you can see just the creativity. And this almost looks like a trip tight end, and you're running pistol. So you can get so creative. Like if it's fourth down, I would probably not go streak there. I would maybe throw him on a zig instead. But you can get creative. You come out in pistol strong slot, and then you're running a trips tight end set. You can get dangerous. Now you will have a running back, but that's fine. Last play is PA levels. Now this play is decent. It used to be better when you couldn't really hot route as well, but you're gonna run kind of similar concepts. I like putting A on like a post route. Now the posts the tight ends run are a little bit deeper, but I like running something like this. You want to open up this stock wheel route with RB. Now this is probably a setup where you're going to want to be on either the left or the middle hash. It's just so that wheel route has enough space to actually run up field, just kind of stock. So also, if you wanted to, maybe we just go backside corner route with him, or we could go zig. And again, you can motion this outside guy as the player if you really wanted to. Because when you motion him over, you can actually put him on a flat still. So you could hit him or you could hit the wheel route. Overall, just some decent concepts. But that's going to do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And peace. I'm out of here.